My name is Molly and I'm going to read Mission Possible. I'm starting in a minute. My mum wrote this and she posted it on Facebook, so I'm going to read it to you, and she said I could, so let's begin. Finding myself here informed that a taste in my mouth that I didn't like. I knew that this was not home. I felt like a fish out of water. Yet I knew at a very early age that I had a mission, of course. Of course, my mission was to remember who I was, to remember the truth about God. My aim was to remember fully my relationship with Him, so that I could bring refreshment to a world that is tired, thirsty for the waters of love. Born into an atheist family served me well because it assisted my drive to remember truth. I did not get that, but it's coming. Each time I heard about God or the word's idea of what He was, I knew that something was wrong. The world's Mom! What does that say?
Conditioned
belief about Him was way off being. The world was wrong about all that they thought they knew. But I cringed each time I heard that God was a
tangible
being that ruled from the skies above us. I cringed each time I heard that God was a wrathful and full of vengeance. I cringed when I heard that He was punishing God. I cringed when I heard that He was conditional with His love. I balked at the idea that He was a destroying God that judged everyone. I couldn't understand the words idea of what God is. I couldn't believe that hell was a place that God would have us be for an eternity because we deserve to be punished. Not true.
No, I couldn't believe that. No.
The world force-fed me the idea that God created this world and everyone in it. I was never ever comfortable with this idea. It was if deep down I knew that this was untrue. God did not create this world, and that I knew for sure. Nothing that the world taught me made any sense at all. By the time I was 13 years old, I had become so conditioned by what my world had me believe that I was lost in lies. I surrendered to the world's way, and I began to hate God with a passion. I believed the world's version of what He was and understood that my life had been hell because God hated me and wanted to punish me. That's not true. I hated God until I could hate Him no more. I hated Him until I doubted His existence. But He doesn't hate you.
I doubted His existence.
That isn't true though. He loves you. I'm reading. Despite this hatred, I still had a fragment of truth within me. A small spark of divinity lit the way ahead, and despite being lost, I still couldn't accept that God created this world. It just didn't make any sense to me at all. In my early 20s, I questioned who this God was. Why would a powerful God create imperfection and suffering? Why would he create death at all? Was he really a sadistic leader that loved to punish people? Did he really enjoy the suffering that ravished the earth? I couldn't make any sense of this. When I heard people raging at God and blaming him for all the hell that was experienced here on earth, I felt something was off. He was blamed for famine and disease. He was blamed for natural disaster and murder. He was blamed for rape and pillage. What does rape mean? Oh yeah, I know what that means. There was nothing that people did not blame him for. I didn't resonate with this kind of blame. I just couldn't understand it. Something deep within me said that this wasn't true. Yet I couldn't quite remember what truth was, but I knew the world was wrong. I was approaching my 40th birthday when I realized that I had given up on my mission. What mission? A mission that was unknown to me. I surrendered completely to the idea that I didn't know anything about this world or its idea of God. But in a moment of anger and rage, I wanted to know. I raged at God with absolute venom. I wanted answers. I wanted to know about this hell I was in. I wanted to know who was punishing me and why. I demanded to know the truth. I demanded that God answer me, and he did so in style. Ooh, I want to read the next bit. When I was told that God did not create this world, it hit me like a ton of bricks. The truth that I was hearing seemed to meet with the truth within me. It resonated so deeply that it shook my inner world. I knew that I was hearing was true. I was told that this world was created as a direct attack on God. This was the first thing that ever made sense to me. If God did not create this world, if God knew nothing of it, then who did create it? That's what I want to know. Who did create it? Satan. Who's Satan? Or what is more commonly known as the ego. Created this world as a direct attack on God. This place is its
domain.
This is the ego's playground. It made perfect sense to me why nothing was perfect here. The story of imperfection, suffering and death made sense to me. The overinflated story of fear made sense to me, and I could accept that.
And I could accept
that he would revel and marvel at the idea of suffering. He loved to think of suffering children and dance at the idea of death. The ego is laughing at the world because he duped the people that inhabit earth. He was turned the children of God against each other. Yes. He what? Yes,
he has turned the children of God against
the Father, and he has people attacking the very essence of their own being. He created a place of hell and has the world believing it is his creation. He is the evil and God is getting all of the blame. It is time to wake up and of who and smell the coffee. Time to accept our God self so we can begin to love the very essence of who we are. It is time to take back our power. It is time to live a life of freedom and joy. It is time for a celebration. It is time to take steps towards hope. It is time to accept that I have been wrong about everything, and the world I thought I knew was built on a lie. Thank God I have remembered truth. Thank God I can bring truth to the world. Whew. That was a big long read.